been selling my soul.
Okay.
Working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Right back home and
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and I have a special guest, my homeboy. He's a West Coast rapper, Judge Jay, in the building. What's up, fam?
Yeah, what's good? What's up?
Now, man,
How we living?
Good. How you doing?
I'm always good, bro.
Hey, let's get it. So, you guys, y'all know I've reacted to Oliver Anthony on the channel, but I was talking to him. I was asking him, has he ever heard Richmond, North of Richmond, the actual song, the music video that is kind of, blasted off in the world? And he hasn't. And I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to say too much. Maybe I'll wait to say what I want to say, but I'd like for you to check this out, and I'd like your honest, authentic opinion. Does it make you feel anything? What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. So let's do this. You guys, like, share, and comment on all the content. If you rock with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
40-year-old
What?
boys are back in town. 40. Boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, you guys, I'm going to get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel so we can produce more original stuff. So support the original stuff just the same way you do these reactions. I got music videos, interviews, and stuff like that. But, man, I'm not going to have a long intro. I'm excited to show this to you. Just honestly, it's cool seeing this through a different lens.
Right.
And obvious, I know you're a rapper, so keep an open mind. But this is Oliver Anthony, Richmond, North of Richmond. Let me know what you think. Here we go.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, north of Richmond.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, homies, I don't know. I think a lot of people kind of feel this way right now, especially with how the economy is and stuff. And, like, I've always had I guess, I don't know if it's, like, embedded in some of our culture type shit. Like, we just don't be trusting. You know what I mean? Like that.
The government.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the government, the cops, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like the whole don't snitch, don't talk to the police. You know what I mean? Like, just really how it is, because, like, they don't be doing nothing for us type stuff. You know what I mean? Like, really when it comes down to it. Like, I remember, man, living out in Compton, man, like, you call the cops. You lucky if they come whenever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it was. Somebody gonna be dead, and you know what I mean? Already been done for hours before they even come up and get the body type stuff. And just with the economy, man, like, these fools still out here making money. Everybody out here hurting. You know what I mean? The dollar isn't worth what it used to be. You know what I mean? So, like, everybody's just, like you said, you know what I mean? Overtime work for bullshit pay. Like, for real, that's really how it is. But homie's definitely going out, man. And it's crazy, man. You could really hear kind of like, I guess, the pain in his voice type stuff. Like, it really means something to him, which is kind of dope. Well, I guess not kind of dope, but it's really dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just kind of going from there.
It's interesting you said that at the end, because I've seen this multiple times. I've reacted to it. And, bro, I heard him hitting those notes, and I get goosebumps because it feels so real and authentic. And it's interesting how you said in our culture, because I came up seeing things two ways as well. Like, first, I don't trust the establishment. And then with the whole cops thing, I've personally seen two things, right? I've seen corrupt police departments, and I have seen that in like in parts of the country. But then you see the good guys who come save the day. Like, because me and you throw concerts, and when some nonsense happens, who do we call? And who shows up to protect? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's this tough combo, because like you said, it's like no snitching in a street environment. But in our business environment, when we throw concerts, we know what it is. And I've been going back and forth with that, because the first line of defense of authoritarianism, when the establishment rises, they're probably going to send out the popo.
Right.
But at the same time, I know a lot of good dudes too. So I just wanted to highlight that and have that combo too, because I've been on both ends of the stick, and it's kind of a complex conversation, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of people kind of feel that way. You know what I mean? And it's especially with what's going on in the world since 2020, really. So it's just a rough time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
All right, let's get into it.
Do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, north of Richmond.
The miners on the island part. Wow. My man went straight for the juggling vein, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like the whole Epstein thing is very interesting. There's a lot of names dropped and all that.
A lot of names not dropped. Release the flight logs.
Yeah, okay, for real. Nah, you honey. And then like I was even watching a video, man. Some of y'all might have seen it. I think it's like TikTok, YouTube, all these different platforms. But they talk like, is it NFL or NBA? And then they name off all these different like charges and drunk driving, all these different things that are like horrible things. You know what I mean? Like can't get a credit card, all these different things, and then he said it's the U.S. Congress. You know what I mean? So, and he go crazy in the detail. I won't say some things because that might mess around and get the money taken away. But man, it's crazy how many I guess corrupt people we have who are making these decisions. Like even thinking about it coming this year, man, when they were trying to figure out, I can't remember what they were trying to figure out in the House, I want to say, when them fools started like fighting for real.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm like, bro, get it together, bro. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I mean, look at what these fools are doing in Maui right now, bro. You're Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So it bees like that, man. And people are woke, man. I seen some video today. She's like, a lady was like, we're completely awake to what you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of crazy, man. There's a lot of power moves that we can't, I guess, have no say about. You know what I mean? And there's so many things to where it's like, oh, this is going to be great for you, but then we don't know the, other 20 articles in that law that is going to pay off so-and-so and benefit so-and-so's business and then ruin these small businesses and yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? So
you're talking about like the plans, like it's like the CARES Act, where it's like, yo, everyone's going to get $1,200, but then when you read all the fine print, it's all this money is going to all these different places that you might not necessarily agree with your tax dollars.
Yeah, but they give you just enough information you're like, yeah, let's do it. But then they don't give you all the information you need.
Yeah.
So homie's spitting, man. He's saying a lot of facts. And it's crazy, man. I feel like we've been so divided over the past couple of years. I'm just talking about people of different races, to where I think everybody's somewhat on the same page now. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have people who are obviously, you know, have different beliefs and stuff, but I feel like a lot of it is more like all that stuff has kind of gone to the wayside a little bit, and people are more like, bro, I'm sick of what's going on.
It's because there's things that are more important. They race baited us into all this nonsense, bickering and division, and now everyone agreed with them in 2020. I didn't, but most of the majority agreed with them. Now we have all this inflation because of decisions from 2020. Now everyone's like, oh, how do we get out of this? Now, with this, I noticed your face light up on two spots. He said the miners on the island somewhere, which you caught immediately. And then when he started talking, he said the fudge rounds or whatever. You just lit up.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things in place to help people out, but there's a lot of people who abuse that stuff. You know what I mean? And, like, I guess to each your own, really, when it comes down to it. And I won't really talk on people's situations, stuff like that. But there's a lot of people, man, who are, I don't know, just like everybody has their vice, but some people's vice is just different. You know what I mean?
So he got a lot of flack for that. People were saying he was disparaging poor people. And I saw his interviews, and what I understood, because what you're saying is true, and me and you coming from a different environment, we've seen the people, right? That apply for WIC, they're getting food stamps, and then they sell their food stamp card for $200. It's worth $300, and then they go buy drugs. And so, and our
most of the time it's 2 for $1. Every $2 is $1.
Yeah, so that's what you're speaking about, and essentially watching him talk, he was just saying, hey, that the government isn't efficient with their programs. And he's not against social programs, but just because they're not efficient, he's calling it out for the lack of efficiency. And it's like, yo, we're taxed to no end. There's all these inefficiencies. Let's tighten this up. Now, it's funny what people gravitated, because a lot of people hated him, but he blew up. So if you didn't know, within the span of a month, this song has almost 70 million views.
That's crazy.
This dude hit 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the iTunes charts.
I guess I'd be under a rock, bro. Like, I rap, but I listen to nothing but R&B. Like old school R&B and stuff. And I really don't care about current music until I find artists that I rock with. Or like it's like, you know, local people or somebody that I want to support type thing. So it's crazy that I never heard it before. You know what I mean? But it just bees like that. I don't listen to no country or nothing anyway. I don't know if you would consider this country, but like I don't care how poppin' a country song is. I probably want to try to turn it on. But this is cold, man. Like, homie spitting facts on it.
It's funny because I'm in a very similar vein, but I could actually rock with this. I think it's called Appalachian, but he's from Farmville, but it's super dope. And I think it's more like folk, but
I don't know. No disrespect to anybody listening to country, but if they playing guitar.
We're just up here saying this is a dope track, period. Like, it don't even matter. It's crazy. 70 million views, bro. He's a superstar.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
I don't know, man. It makes me think so much too, because I had this issue, and you know, whatever your belief is your belief, but I'll share mine. As far as like the hikes on, you know, minimum wage and different things like this. I had this argument with my boy, you know what I mean, which is crazy because he actually looks exactly like that gentleman. Like, you know what I mean? Crazy enough, just redhead cat. But I'm like, man, that's cool for the people who are at that level, you know what I mean, and need that hike. But like these companies are greedy, man, and it just be as Joe's making more money and he just started doesn't mean that Jennifer, who's been there for 10 years and then worked all these raises and, you know, worked her way up to that, you know, $20 mark or wherever she's at, they're not going to compensate her for the change of what just happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's my biggest thing where it's at. So the more he just talks about pay and all that stuff, you know what I mean, it kind of hits me more with that, because I just think about all these people who are kind of, I don't know, like there's some people who are benefiting, but there's a lot of people that are not benefiting from current situations and legislation that has come through.
Yeah, you know, I'm still learning more about economics in that conversation, because, you know, you can put up the minimum wage rate, but then I just notice everything just goes up. So it's still like, okay, you're making $15 an hour, but if everything raises, you're still like when people were making $8.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's like getting skills so that you can get paid at a very high level and be more efficient with your life. But I don't have the answers for that, because I feel like in the political space, I try to be moderate, so in the middle, but I lean to the right because I have conservative values. I believe in God. I believe in, you know, raising a child. I'm going to lean into conservatism. But then people on the left make you seem like you're the main enemy. And then I listen to the conservatives. They have really good points with the capitalism stuff. And so I'm just trying to learn and develop a better stance. But essentially, you know, I think in the heart of humans in general, we just want peace, prosperity, and freedom. That's what I want, you know? So it's just trying to get to that marker and just learn as much as you can to get to that mile marker.
Really. And I think, unfortunately, like we always, like it's a great concept when you think about it, but when you come to these businesses and politicians and stuff, greed's always going to win.
Until we rise
really
up. Until we rise up. But I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm right there with you.
You got more bread, you make more bread. That's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Dun, 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 dun. I feel
Rabbit
like some
hole we
Star
go.
Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars, yo. The Resistance. Anyways, you guys.
Yeah.
So you rocking with that or no? Yes, no? Where you at?
I really rocked with it. I think the meaning of it, like I said, it's not my steez. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not, I don't know if I would constantly listen to it.
Yeah.
But I really do like the conversation that it sparks. Like, we just had a relatively good conversation that we wouldn't have had if we hadn't listened to it. And you know what I mean? I think if it was played somewhere in the right context, it just puts you in a place to have that conversation with other human beings on things that, you know, you don't like, and, you know, so people can go out there and vote and do these things that they need to do and get the right people in place that you actually see doing things for your community and stuff like that, opposed to a lot of these people who are just career politicians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Facts. Yeah, so it sounds like the vibe isn't necessarily what you listen to all the time, but you resonate with the message.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Got you. All right, you guys. Well, you know what we do over here on the channel, just trying to bring new people in front of new music and just have a vibe and a conversation. Let me know what you felt. This is the homie Judge Jay. He does do music, so I'll link him in the description. And, yo, we're going to ride off into the sunset. Like, share, comment, but most importantly, subscribe. 40.
Yeah.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ.